They called it the edge of the world, a place buried under endless ice where even the sun seems afraid to rise. Yet beneath that frozen silence lies a story humanity almost forgot. Greenland, a land of vanished Vikings, haunting whispers, and survival beyond imagination. Empires came searching for gold, glory, and power, but most never returned. The ice remembers them all, their greed, their courage, their fall. This isn't just a frozen island, it's the graveyard of forgotten civilizations. If you love your country, subscribe, and if you love your mother, comment below. Beneath the icy crown of the North Atlantic lies a land that has been both a stage and a witness to humanity's most primal struggle: survival. Greenland, vast and desolate, seems lifeless at first glance. Yet this frozen wilderness holds some of the oldest stories on Earth. Tales of migration, ambition, loss, and endurance carved into ice thicker than any ancient manuscript. To understand Greenland is to travel through time, from the age of myth to the frontiers of modern science. Long before European eyes gazed upon its shimmering coastlines, the island was already alive, beating with the quiet rhythm of the Inuit. Thousands of years ago, the ancestors of today's Greenlandic people crossed the frozen bridges of the Arctic, following herds of muskox and seals. They lived in silence, yet their existence spoke louder than any empire. No cities, no armies, no kings. Only the raw will to survive where life should not exist. They mastered ice and wind, carving a home out of nothing but frost and faith. Then, in the late 10th century, something extraordinary happened. Far to the east, a fiery exile named Eric the Red was banished from Iceland for murder. His punishment? Isolation. His response? Discovery. Guided by whispers of a new land seen beyond the stormy sea, Eric sailed west and found the edge of the world. When he returned to Iceland, he called the place Greenland. Not because it was green, but because he believed a beautiful name would attract more settlers. And it worked. Around 985 AD, ships full of Norse settlers left Iceland, braving the brutal waves of the North Atlantic. They carried livestock, tools, faith, and hope. They built farms in the southern fjords of Greenland, carved churches, and created a small but thriving colony. The Norse were dreamers, builders, and believers. Yet they had no idea that their greatest enemy wasn't the sea or the cold. It was time itself. For nearly 5 centuries, the Norse clung to Greenland. They traded walrus ivory with Europe, sent missionaries, and raised their children under the shadow of glaciers. But the climate began to turn against them. The so-called Little Ice Age swept across the world, and Greenland, already on the edge, became a frozen prison. Crops failed, trade routes vanished, isolation grew, and slowly, one by one, the farms fell silent. By the 15th century, the Norse colonies disappeared. No battle, no record, just absence. What happened to them remains one of history's coldest mysteries. Some say they starved. Others believe they fled back to Iceland or were absorbed into Inuit tribes. The ice took their voices, and history buried them. Meanwhile, the Inuit thrived. Their knowledge of the Arctic was not written in books. It was passed from breath to breath through generations. They adapted where others perished. Their tools, clothing, and hunting techniques were perfectly designed for survival. The Inuit didn't fight nature. They understood it. For them, Greenland was not a punishment, but a promise. Centuries later, Europe returned. This time not as settlers, but as conquerors and explorers. The Danish crown laid claim to Greenland in the 18th century, making it a colony. Christian missionaries arrived, bringing with them schools, religion, and a foreign sense of control. Yet the Inuit spirit endured, silent but unbroken. In the 20th century, Greenland's importance shifted once more. Beneath the endless white, the world discovered something new: strategic power. During World War II, Greenland became a key outpost between North America and Europe. The United States built air bases, and after the war, the island's icy silence turned into a geopolitical heartbeat. The Cold War made it a listening post, a radar field, a secret frontier of global surveillance. But the real war, the the one that still rages, isn't political. It's environmental. Today, Greenland stands at the epicenter of climate change. Its melting glaciers are rewriting coastlines across the world. Scientists from every nation come here, not for conquest, but for answers. Because what happens to Greenland's ice will decide the fate of the planet. Yet even now, amid satellites and science, Greenland's past whispers through the wind. Somewhere beneath miles of ice, ancient Norse artifacts still sleep. Somewhere in a hidden valley, the memory of a vanished colony still lingers. And high above, the aurora dances like a ghostly reminder that history, no matter how cold, never truly dies. The people of Greenland today live between two worlds, the traditions of their ancestors and the modern pulse of globalization. They speak Kalaallisut, honor the spirits of the land, and yet dream through the lens of smartphones and internet screens. Their capital, Nuuk, stands as a symbol of this paradox, modern yet ancient, vibrant yet isolated. Greenland is no longer just an island. It's a mirror reflecting humanity's relationship with nature. Fragile, powerful, and eternal. Every piece of ice that melts there carries a story millions of years old, a story of Earth itself. Once, this frozen land shaped human survival. Now it may shape our survival again. Can a land once lost to ice teach us how to save our future? Watch, wonder, and remember. If you love your country, subscribe. If you love your mother, comment below. When you look at Greenland from space, it seems silent. A massive white ghost drifting on the blue skin of the Earth. But that silence is deceptive. Beneath the frozen sheet, beneath the weight of millennia, Greenland is alive. Every gust of wind, every crack in the ice, every whispering wave carries a memory of those who lived, who fought, who vanished, and who still remain. The island's name is almost a joke now, Greenland, a land where ice rules and the color green is a stranger. Yet that name itself tells you how deeply human this place is. It was a lie born out of hope, crafted by a man desperate to build a future from exile, Eric the Red. That one word, Greenland, became a symbol of human optimism against impossible odds. Because that is what we do. We name the impossible as if it is already conquered. The Norse who followed Eric came not because they understood the land, but because they believed they could tame it. They built their farms on the edge of survival, green pastures stolen from a frozen wilderness. They prayed to a distant god beneath a sky that never promised mercy. And for a while they succeeded. For centuries they endured, traded, and dreamed of a permanent home. But in Greenland, permanence is a myth. The ice gives, and the ice takes. When the Little Ice Age began, it wasn't a storm that destroyed the Norse. It was silence. The kind of silence that slowly steals everything you love. Their crops withered, ships stopped coming, and isolation turned their faith into fear. By the time Europe remembered them, they were already gone, swallowed by the very land they had tried to conquer. But Greenland never forgot. The Inuit remained, strong, patient, bound to the rhythm of nature. Their stories told of spirits in the wind, hunters who became legends, and ancestors who walked with the northern lights. They didn't write their history in ink or stone. They wrote it in survival. Every child who learned to hunt seal, every mother who taught how to endure the cold, that was their library, their cathedral, their civilization. Centuries passed. Empires rose and fell. Europe changed. But Greenland's ice stayed, watching, recording. Then came the Danes, missionaries, explorers. The world had rediscovered the island, but it didn't understand it any better. To the outsiders, Greenland was either a resource or a curiosity, a place to be studied, ruled, or mined. To the people who lived there, it was still home, still sacred, still alive. Then, in the 20th century, the outside world returned, not with sails, but with science and war. Planes replaced ships, soldiers replaced settlers. During World War II, Greenland became a hidden key in the Atlantic defense system. It was no longer a forgotten island. It was a strategic prize. And as global warming began its slow, relentless rise, the island that once symbolized exile became a symbol of survival again. not just for its people but for the entire planet. Today, Greenland is changing faster than ever. The ice that once hid its history is melting, revealing secrets buried for thousands of years. Scientists find ancient pollen, Viking tools, bones, fragments of a forgotten time. The island that shaped human endurance is now shaping human fear, because every drop that melts here adds to the oceans that threaten our cities, our coasts, our futures. But maybe, just maybe, Greenland isn't just a warning. Maybe it's a teacher, because no land has witnessed more adaptation, more transformation, more quiet defiance. The Inuit survived the coldest centuries. The Norse dared to dream beyond the edge of the map. The modern Greenlanders now stand between worlds, tradition and technology, isolation and globalization. They fish, they build, they sing, they scroll. And through it all, they remain what they've always been: survivors of time itself. If you listen carefully to the Arctic wind, you might hear echoes of their past. The clash of oars, the creak of wooden ships, the laughter of children who never saw spring again. It's as if the land is whispering, "Remember us. We were here. We tried. We lived." And in that whisper lies the essence of Greenland, not as a place of despair but of persistence. This is the story of a land that refuses to die, a land that froze its history so we could one day uncover it, a land that shows us what it means to begin again, even when the world forgets you. And now, as the ice melts and the past begins to speak once more, Greenland's story isn't just about the people who lived there. It's about us, humanity itself. Fragile, ambitious, curious, foolish, and brave. The same qualities that brought Eric the Red across the sea still drive us today. We explore, we destroy, we rebuild. Perhaps that's why Greenland still matters, because its story isn't frozen, it's unfolding. And we're part of it. There is a place on Earth where silence is louder than thunder, where the wind itself seems to carry the voices of the dead. A land so vast and so cold that time seems frozen, trapped beneath miles of ancient ice. This is Greenland, a name that promises green but delivers only white, a name born from hope yet haunted by mystery. To the eye it looks lifeless, an endless stretch of ice and rock forgotten by the modern world. But to those who listen, Greenland whispers. The sound of shifting glaciers, the crack of frozen seas, the sigh of the northern wind, they are echoes of lives that once thrived here, long before history remembered their names. What really happened on this island? Why did entire settlements vanish without a trace? How did civilizations rise here, in a place where even the sun hesitates to shine? These are not questions of geography, they are questions of humanity. And every answer is buried beneath the ice. More than 1,000 years ago, a man named Eric the Red stood at the edge of exile, banished from Iceland for murder. He was left with nothing but the endless sea. Yet, instead of surrendering, he turned his punishment into discovery. He sailed west, into the unknown, and what he found would become both his triumph and his curse. He called it Greenland, the Greenland, a lie dressed in hope. Eric knew that words could build empires, and he used one word to lure people into a dream. Soon ships followed him, filled with settlers, families, livestock, priests, children, all chasing a myth of green pastures beyond the ice. For a time it worked. They built farms, churches, and communities. They lived, traded, loved, and buried their dead in frozen soil. They carved crosses from bone, sang hymns into the cold wind, and believed they had tamed the edge of the world. But Greenland does not forgive illusions. The sea grew colder. The seasons shortened. The grass disappeared. The same ice that once promised abundance now crept closer year after year until it swallowed everything. And then, silence. What happened to the Norse settlers of Greenland remains one of history's deepest mysteries. No battles, no records, no survivors. Only ruins, scattered bones, and fragments of tools left behind, as if an entire people simply melted into the snow. Archaeologists have dug through the frozen soil for centuries, searching for answers. Some believe famine struck, others whisper of disease or madness. A few claim that the Norse were consumed not by hunger, but by pride, refusing to adapt to the Inuit ways of survival. They clung to their old customs while the world around them changed. And in Greenland, resistance to change is death. But maybe there's more to the story. Some legends tell of ships that vanished into the mist never to return. Others speak of Norse explorers sailing farther west, perhaps reaching North America, centuries before Columbus ever dreamed of it. Could the Greenland settlers have escaped their fate? Or did the ice simply close over their history, sealing it forever? The deeper we dig, the stranger the evidence becomes. Buried under layers of permafrost, scientists have found remnants of wooden tools, Norse churches, and even DNA traces of European ancestry that shouldn't exist where no one is supposed to have survived. How can this be? And then, there's the ice itself. Beneath Greenland's glaciers, satellites have detected mysterious shapes, enormous, unnatural formations stretching for miles. Some say it's ancient rock. Others whisper of lost civilizations, even meteor impacts that could have reset the course of human history. But no one knows for sure because the truth lies locked beneath 2 miles of ice, unreachable, untouchable, and perhaps better left undisturbed. The island is more than a landmass. It's a time capsule. Every layer of ice is a page in Earth's diary, recording climate, catastrophe, and survival. And somewhere in those frozen pages is the story of what really happened here. But Greenland's mystery doesn't belong only to the past. Even today, the ice hides secrets. Beneath it, scientists have found evidence of rivers flowing under the glaciers, warm, liquid water in a world that should be solid. They've discovered signs of ancient forests long buried before humankind even walked upright. Some theorists even suggest that Greenland was once a lush paradise before a great cataclysm turned it into the frozen realm we know now. Was Greenland always this cold? Or is it the memory of something far older? A forgotten age, erased by ice and time? The legends say that Greenland is cursed, that those who come here seeking power never leave unchanged. From Viking explorers to modern scientists, all have felt the same pull, as if the island itself chooses who may uncover its secrets and who must vanish trying. There's a story among the Inuit elders. They say the ice remembers, that if you listen closely on a quiet night, you can hear the echoes of lost souls beneath it, the laughter of children who never saw spring again, the prayers of priests frozen mid-sentence, the final heartbeat of a civilization swallowed by snow. It sounds poetic, but in Greenland, poetry and truth often share the same face. The deeper you look into its history, the less you understand. Every discovery raises more questions than answers. Every ruin tells a story that contradicts the next. It is as if Greenland itself is protecting its past, guarding it from those who would try to define it. And maybe that's the real mystery. Not how the Norse died, but why the island refuses to let us fully understand them. Maybe some histories are not meant to be explained. Maybe some stories are too human, too painful to ever thaw. Yet one thing is certain. Beneath the endless snow Greenland breathes, it remembers. And as the world begins to melt its frozen heart, those memories may finally rise again, along with the truth humanity has waited 1,000 years to hear. The deeper you walk into Greenland's silence, the more it feels alive, watching, waiting. There's a presence in the wind, as if the land itself remembers everything that has ever happened upon it. The ruins of old Norse farms stand like gravestones in the fog, whispering of lives that vanished without reason. Yet something about their disappearance doesn't add up. It's too clean, too sudden, too quiet. Historians tell us the Norse simply died. Famine, isolation, climate. But the pieces don't fit. Excavations reveal no signs of violent struggle, no mass graves, no desperate migration trails. Their houses were left orderly, tools placed neatly, doors closed. It's as though they simply stepped outside one day and never came back. How could an entire colony of thousands disappear so silently? Some believe the Norse fled inland, hoping to escape the ice, but no bones, no artifacts, no footprints were ever found. Others argue that they assimilated into Inuit tribes, But genetic studies show almost no trace of their lineage in modern Greenlandic people. So, where did they go? And then there are the stories, the ones scientists don't like to mention. Inuit legends tell of pale spirits who came from across the sea, built stone houses, and vanished after angering the gods of ice. They speak of nights when the northern lights turned blood red, when the sea roared like a beast and entire settlements disappeared in a single storm. Coincidence? Or memory passed through generations disguised as myth? A few explorers have claimed strange sightings in the far north. Old ruins that shouldn't exist, strange markings on stones buried beneath the ice shapes that resemble ships far inland, where no sea has touched for centuries. Photographs vanish, coordinates get lost, and reports are quietly buried in archives. What are we not being told? Some scientists say Greenland hides not just history but danger. Beneath its ice lies an ancient crater 19 miles wide, discovered only recently by radar imaging. Some believe it was caused by a massive meteor impact roughly 12,000 years ago, powerful enough to trigger global climate shifts and end the last ice age. If true, then Greenland may have been the very place where Earth's balance was shattered, where civilization itself was reset. And if that's the case, then what else could be hiding beneath? A few geologists whisper about strange magnetic anomalies deep under the glaciers, zones that disrupt compasses, distort readings, and scramble satellite signals. They appear and vanish, like pulses from something buried alive. Governments say it's natural magnetism, but why are those zones restricted now? Why are satellite images of certain regions mysteriously blurred? Then there's Thule Air Base, an American military installation on Greenland's northwestern edge. Officially, it's a radar and space monitoring facility. Unofficially, no one really knows. Locals whisper of tunnels built deep under the ice far below the base itself, a labyrinth that predates the Cold War. Some say it was an attempt to study ancient microbes or lost artifacts found beneath the glacier. Others say something was found, something that could change everything we think we know about the planet this past. Could it be coincidence that shortly after these discoveries, the US declared Greenland strategically essential, even discussing buying the island outright? Or is there something more beneath the surface? Something governments can't afford to reveal? Of course, skeptics laugh at these ideas. They call them conspiracies, the fantasies of bored explorers. But Greenland makes conspiracy believable. Its landscape feels sentient, shifting, hiding, protecting its own secrets. Even the weather behaves strangely here. Sudden blizzards appear without warning, erasing tracks, swallowing camps. Entire expeditions have vanished just like the Norse once did. Maybe the real mystery isn't what happened then, but what's happening now. The ice is melting faster than anyone predicted, revealing valleys and ruins that have been hidden for thousands of years. Each year, new land rises from beneath the glaciers, untouched by human hands. What if, in our rush to understand, we're about to uncover something we shouldn't? The Inuit say the ice breathes, that when it melts too quickly, the earth is speaking. Scientists hear climate data, the elders hear warning. Maybe both are right. Maybe Greenland's past and future are the same story repeating. Civilizations rise, grow arrogant, ignore the signs, and then the ice closes over them again. There's a quiet suspicion among researchers that the Norse collapse wasn't simply natural. Some journals mention strange weather patterns, sudden changes in magnetic fields, even possible volcanic activity beneath the island, as if something beneath Greenland's crust woke up centuries ago, reminding humanity of its fragility. Whatever the truth is, it's not finished. Greenland still guards its heart. Greenland. Every year, new discoveries emerge. Viking wool preserved in permafrost, human footprints fossilized in mud older than the pyramids. Each one feels like a message from the dead. We were here. We tried. We warned you. And as modern explorers drill deeper into the ice, their machines sometimes record faint vibrations, rhythmic, unnatural, almost like a heartbeat. Most dismiss it as machinery echo. Others aren't so sure. Maybe the island really is alive, remembering every secret it's been forced to keep. Whatever happened here didn't just end a chapter of human history. It left a scar, one that still throbs beneath the ice, one we can almost feel but cannot explain. Greenland doesn't just hold our past, it might be holding our reflection. What happens when humanity forgets that nature always wins? Greenland is at its most honest when it is violent. The ice moves, groans, and cracks like a living thing, revealing secrets buried for millennia. As the glaciers recede faster than anyone imagined, new landscapes emerge. Valleys, rivers, and ruins untouched by human hands, stretching across the white horizon like open invitations to the past. And for the first time, the question is no longer what happened, but what will we do with what we uncover? This is the climax of a story that began thousands of years ago, where humanity first dared to touch the edge of the world. The Norse settlements, swallowed by ice, speak in silence, but their absence is louder than any scream. Archaeologists digging beneath the permafrost find traces of their lives: tools, bones, wool, even letters preserved in frost. And yet, the pattern is strange. The artifacts are complete, untouched, as if the people left on purpose. Did they vanish by choice, guided by knowledge we no longer possess? Meanwhile, the Inuit still hold memories older than written history. Their stories tell of spirits, of travelers who came and disappeared, of unnatural storms and shifting lands. And now, modern explorers witness the same phenomena. Sudden blizzards appear without warning. Instruments fail. Strange lights dance across the horizon. There are whispers of unnatural seismic activity, tremors that don't match any known tectonic patterns, as if the earth beneath Greenland is awakening. Deep beneath the glaciers, satellites and radar imaging reveal unnatural formations, geometric shapes in ice and rock, miles in length, their purpose indecipherable. Are they remnants of ancient civilizations, signs of extraterrestrial contact, or simply natural anomalies amplified over eons? Scientists argue governments remain silent, and the ice continues to guard its secrets. Then there are the meteorites, enormous craters buried under 2 miles of ice recently detected, evidence of impacts that reshape the planet. Could one of these have wiped out early civilizations, forcing survivors to flee, to adapt, to disappear into legend? The magnitude is staggering. One single impact could have shifted climates, frozen seas, and erased entire chapters of human history. Greenland may hold the proof, but only those willing to risk everything can seek it. And risk they do. Modern expeditions go missing every year. Helicopters disappear in sudden storms. Camps are buried under avalanches without warning. Instruments record inexplicable vibrations, rhythmic pulses that resemble heartbeats, echoing from beneath kilometers of ice. The scientists call it interference. The locals call it the land speaking. It is here, at this intersection of human curiosity and natural fury, that the true climax unfolds. Greenland's secrets are no longer theoretical, they are tangible. Ancient Viking settlements rise from melting ice. Rivers flow through valleys no human has traversed in millennia, and artifacts hint at knowledge lost, of survival, navigation, even astronomical understanding far beyond what we imagined for that time. Every discovery raises more questions. Who were the Norse settlers really? Did they understand something the rest of the world forgot? And if so, why did they vanish so completely? Some researchers have suggested that Greenland's ice is a library, each layer a page of Earth's history, each preserved organism a letter in a lost language. Ice cores reveal pollen, volcanic ash, and microfossils that push the limits of what we thought we knew about ancient climates. But the most striking finds are human. Footprints, tools, even textiles preserved perfectly by permafrost. Each piece tells a story of resilience, ingenuity, and survival against impossible odds. Yet the story is incomplete. There is always something missing, an explanation just out of reach. And then, there are the anomalies. Geometric formations, unnatural magnetic readings, and unexplained light phenomena in the sky. Satellites capture fleeting structures that vanish upon closer inspection. Are these relics of a lost civilization, or are we witnessing the echoes of an alien intelligence? the answers remain buried, as though Greenland itself is testing our curiosity, daring us to interpret, to imagine, to believe. Meanwhile, climate change accelerates the pace of revelation. Ice melts faster than predicted, exposing artifacts and ruins before scientists can study them properly. The world watches as Greenland transforms before their eyes. And in that transformation, there is a lesson. History is not static. It waits, silent, patient, until we are ready, or until we are forced to confront it. Perhaps the most haunting element of all is the realization that Greenland has been a crucible for human survival for thousands of years. Its challenges forged adaptability, endurance, and innovation. Every life lost, every settlement vanished, every artifact preserved in ice is a testament to humanity's determination to endure against insurmountable odds. And yet, the island never gives its secrets willingly. They must be earned, uncovered, and respected. As we reach the climax of Greenland's story, the line between past and present blurs. The ice that once crushed the Norse colonies now reveals them. The ancient warnings embedded in Inuit legends now resonate in scientific data. The land that seemed lifeless is alive with history, waiting for humanity to listen, to learn, and to respect its power. And so we stand at the edge, literally and metaphorically, of the known and the unknown. Every expedition, every discovery, every unanswered question is a reminder that Greenland is not just a frozen island. It is a guardian of secrets, a witness to human ambition and failure, a mirror reflecting our past, present, and perhaps our future. The climax is not a moment. It is a revelation that the island's silence is a language, its ice a record, and its mysteries a challenge. Those who dare to study Greenland today are not just learning history. They are confronting the living memory of the Earth itself. And as the glaciers groan and shift, the question lingers in the mind. Will we understand Greenland before it disappears? Or will it vanish again, taking its secrets and its lessons with it? Greenland's story is not confined to its icy borders. Its frozen expanses, once home to vanished civilizations, continue to shape humanity's understanding of survival, adaptation, and resilience. Every discovery beneath its glaciers ripples far beyond the Arctic, influencing science, culture, and even geopolitics. The island is a mirror, reflecting how humans interact with nature, how societies rise and fall, and how knowledge can be preserved or lost in the harshest conditions. The Norse settlers, though gone, left an enduring lesson. Ambition alone is not enough to thrive. Their disappearance reminds us that humans must respect the environment they inhabit, for even the most industrious and clever societies can vanish when they ignore the rhythms of the world around them. The archaeological remnants they left behind, churches, tools, and frozen artifacts, continue to inform our understanding of medieval European expansion, adaptation to extreme climates, and the limits of human endurance. Meanwhile, the Inuit, whose ancestors navigated Greenland long before the Norse arrived, offer an enduring model of harmony with nature. Their ways of living, using the environment without exhausting it, understanding animal behaviors, and reading the subtle cues of weather, are lessons in sustainable living. Today, researchers study Inuit survival strategies not merely as historical curiosities, but as practical knowledge in a world increasingly threatened by climate change. Greenland has become a classroom where the past teaches the present, and ancient wisdom informs modern solutions. Climate scientists, glaciologists, and geologists find Greenland indispensable. Its ice sheets record centuries of climate data, from temperature fluctuations to atmospheric composition, allowing us to reconstruct Earth's environmental history. These lessons are not abstract. The melting ice in Greenland contributes directly to rising sea levels, threatening cities and livelihoods worldwide. The island's frozen history is thus a contemporary challenge. Humanity's ability to read its warnings may determine the fate of millions. Every glacier that melts carries both knowledge and consequence. Greenland also influences geopolitics. Its strategic location between North America and Europe, and its untapped natural resources, have drawn international attention for centuries. During World War II, Greenland became a vital airbase for Allied forces. In the Cold War, it was a listening post for global intelligence. Today, nations continue to debate its ownership, control, and exploitation, highlighting how an icy wilderness can hold power far beyond its borders. The societal impact is clear. Greenland is a reminder that even the most remote regions can influence global events when they intersect with human ambition and necessity. Culture, too, bears Greenland's mark. Literature, film, and art have drawn inspiration from its mystique. The endless ice, the haunting northern lights, and the tales of vanished settlers. These stories resonate universally, speaking to the human experience, curiosity, survival, and our desire to understand the unknown. Greenland's history, often hidden under snow and ice, reminds humanity that even in isolation, societies create legacies that transcend time. Perhaps the most profound societal impact lies in the island in S warning. The balance between human activity and nature is delicate. The Norse ignored climate signals and disappeared. Today, the world faces similar choices with global warming, deforestation, and resource exploitation. Greenland stands as a monument to caution, a frozen witness to the consequences of human hubris and the potential of human adaptation. Scientific expeditions into Greenland reveal lessons about cooperation, patience, and meticulous observation. Teams of researchers endure extreme conditions, learning that survival in this environment demands collaboration and respect for the natural world. Their work produces breakthroughs in climate science, archaeology, and even biology, discoveries that ripple across the globe. Societal impact, therefore, is not theoretical, it is practical. Greenland teaches resilience, endurance, and foresight, traits societies need to thrive in any era. Furthermore, Greenland's story challenges how humanity defines progress. Civilizations that once flourished here are now known only through fragments preserved in ice. Their disappearance prompts reflection. Are our current societies prepared for the test of time, climate, and resource management? The lessons are not abstract philosophy. They are stark reality. Greenland's past is intertwined with the present, offering warnings and wisdom for the future. Finally, Greenland's influence extends to identity and heritage. The Inuit people maintain cultural traditions that have endured for millennia, offering insight into human adaptability and spiritual connection to the land. Their language, art, and rituals link modern Greenlanders to the island's ancient past. By preserving these practices, societies learn the value of memory, respect, and continuity, essential components of human civilization. In every corner of the globe, Greenland's societal impact is felt. It teaches science, informs politics, inspires culture, and warns humanity of environmental consequences. Its frozen expanses are more than geography. They are a living lesson in endurance, resilience, and wisdom. To understand Greenland is to understand the delicate interplay between humans and the environment, a lesson the world cannot afford to ignore. Greenland is more than ice and silence. It is memory carved into the earth itself. Every gust of wind that sweeps across its glaciers carries whispers from civilizations that rose, thrived, and disappeared, leaving only echoes behind. Its story is not just about the Norse, the Inuit, or the explorers who followed. It is about us, about humanity's endless struggle against time, nature, and its own arrogance. As the ice melts and history reawakens, Greenland forces us to confront a question we cannot escape. Will we learn from the past, or are we doomed to repeat it? The same forces that once swallowed entire settlements now threaten the modern world. The same silence that hid ancient secrets now speaks louder than ever. Maybe Greenland was never lost. Maybe it was simply waiting for us to listen. And so, as you watch the ice breathe and the aurora dance above the ancient land, remember this. History isn't behind us. It's beneath us, alive, waiting to be heard. If you love your country, subscribe. And if you love your mother, comment below.